in the golden triangle, right above the leg, front of heart, where you want to get them.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. On this week's episode, I want to have a little bit of discussion about what is the maximum effective range for you with a stick bow and how to find that out for yourself, so then whenever hunting season comes along, you have something to gauge off of. So let's dig into it. So what do I mean by maximum effective range? Obviously, as far as you can lean back and let one of these arrows fly, that would be, yeah, the effective range of the bow. But just because that bow is capable of shooting accurately 40, 50, 60 yards doesn't mean that you are capable of shooting at 40, 50, 60 yards. What it kind of boils down to is not how far can you shoot with a recurve, it's how far should you shoot with a recurve. Because I've had situations over the years, even just hunting with a compound, where I took shots that were probably longer than I should have or could have, and I probably let some shots go that I thought were a little bit iffy that I probably could have made. It kind of comes to a point where it's very personal, and it depends totally on you as a shooter and how consistent and proficient you are. That's why I say that this is more about what is your maximum range that you should be willing to take on a live animal. I know I've mentioned in a video in the past that a good way to gauge that could be, you know, you grab your bow and string it up in the morning, or grab it off the hook, walk out your back door, and whatever distance that you can take a cold shot and hit inside of a paper plate every single time, then, you know, maybe that's a good way to gauge it, which I still think it could be. But I think it takes a lot more being real with yourself and inward look to really truly know what that range is. For quite a while for me, that was probably around 30 yards, something like that. But I kind of hit a slump here in the early part of the summer and late spring, where I quickly realized that I can't make a 30-yard shot first time every time like that. And that effective range moved, or the maximum range for me, that moved in to the point where unless it was a 15, 18-yard shot, then I wasn't feeling very good about it cold bore. Which you guys may be like, holy cow, I mean, you even shoot gap and you weren't even comfortable shooting past 18 yards? At the time, no, because I was letting some demons creep in with my shot process and my form, and I was throwing shots, it was getting to my head, and it was really affecting my shooting to the point that, like I said, I was not willing to take a cold shot past probably 20 yards. And what I've noticed since is that in some ways that your maximum range for you has more to do with maybe your overall consistency. There's going to be weeks where you're going to be able to walk out the door and first shot, you know, every time 30 yards, maybe even farther if you shoot gap or string walk, and you're going to be able to put it inside of a softball. That's pretty good shooting. But the next week and the weeks following that, you may not be able to do that at 15 yards. Having a strong shot process helps a lot of this. It really does. It alleviates a lot of these little inconsistencies that let the demons creep in and let you believe that you've missed the shot before you've even taken it. But all that is just in the backyard, shooting in your home range where you're comfortable. What's going to happen when an animal's in front of you? A lot of things change whenever a living, breathing creature is standing 20 yards in front of you or less, that you're going to take its life and you're going to try to make the best shot that you possibly can, that changes everything. Especially with a stick bow. I noticed that the first deer that I killed, this is a different animal altogether. This is foreign to me because you're having to be so in tune with yourself to shoot this well anyway. Like Tom Clum said, that being a good shot with a recurve is hard work, and it takes a lot of maintenance and honing that skill and discipline and getting out and practicing every day, every other day, you know, several times a week at the least, because it's a perishable skill. This is so reliant on you and your consistencies, and you're not going to be the same day to day. You're just not. So even though sometimes, you know, you can shoot great at 30, 35 yards, you can put arrows right in that softball size group. I've done it too. I've had times where I was like that at 40 yards, you know, for weeks on end, and then all of a sudden you hit a slump and you're having a hard time keeping it inside of a softball at 20. So my suggestion to you on figuring out what your maximum range in a real world hunting shot looks like for you is 1, a lot of shooting, and 2, being very real with yourself. Kind of start putting some snapshots of your practice away in your memory, or taking notes and recording what distances you were shooting at and how you were shooting, and you'll start to kind of put 2 and 2 together and realize that there's a sweet spot. And for me, really and truly, right now as I sit as a responsible hunter that mostly hunts white-tailed deer, I am not willing, even though I'm a decent shot, to take a shot past 20 yards right now. If I was feeling good, you know, if the deer was standing there, I felt calm, I felt comfortable, and that deer was totally oblivious to my existence at 25 yards, yeah, I might think about trying to make that shot, because I know I can do it if everything feels right, and I would probably be willing to try that shot. I'm not saying that it's not possible to shoot animals at 30, 40, 50 yards with a recurve. I'm saying that it's not possible for everybody to do that. And another thing I would encourage you is to spend way more time concentrating on your setup and where your stand is located in correlation to the deer's natural travel. And can you set yourself up for a 10-yard shot? If you can set yourself up for a 10 or 12-yard shot in the majority of the places that you hunt, then guys, you have no reason to take a 40-yard shot or a 30-yard shot. Is it great to know you can do it? Sure. It's great for the confidence. It makes the close shot seem easy. But on a white-tailed deer, on something moving less than 200 feet per second like this, I don't feel comfortable, for me, shooting at an animal or a live white-tailed deer past 20 yards, 25 yards on a good day, because I feel confident that I can get close. I feel confident that I can set myself up for shots probably inside 15 yards. I don't have to worry about taking the long shots unless maybe it's a follow-up shot. I understand some of you that hunt the West and do spot and stalk hunting. That looks different from you, or for you guys. You guys may just need to spend a lot more time focusing on your abilities as a shooter under stress. Expand your overall accuracy and consistency at those longer range. Not so much just having a good day here, you know, where you're shooting softball size groups at 40, like at 30 yards, let's say, you're gonna make that shot. You can make that shot in your sleep. Like I said, guys, it's just a lot about being honest with yourself. It's great to see other people out there shoot long distance and in practice and making it work out sometimes on animals. It's awesome, it really is. And the skill it takes to do that is something that is sometimes not acquired. It's just natural. And kudos to those guys. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that you have got to really be honest with yourself and realize that that may just not be you. Your range may be 15 yards is the furthest shot you need to take. And if that's where you can hit every single time, then 15 yards is your range. And that's okay. It's not a competition. It's not about the fact, oh, I can, shoot 40, 45 yards first time every time with my stick bow. It's not about that. It's about, okay, how close can you get to that animal? And at what distance do you know? I mean, know in your soul that you can put a lethal and ethical shot on that animal, because you owe it to that animal, that living, breathing creature that you're killing to eat. You owe it to make the best shot possible. And if that means being a better hunter and getting closer, spending more time on the range, making sure that you're comfortable and confident in making that shot, then that's what's required. It has nothing to do at the end of the day with how far that you can shoot on the best day of your life in the backyard. It's about the rain, the cold, the hot, the running laps around the house and picking up the bow and shooting, doing some burpees, picking up the bow and shooting. What ranges are you still able to, after physical exertion or stress, able to still keep those shots in there tight? Once you figure that out, you may be surprised or disappointed a little at what you figure out about yourself. For me, realizing that some of those average days, it's looking around that 20 yards or in mark. It's a little bit of a gut check, but you know what, guys? You're shooting a stick bow. You're shooting a single string bow with no sights, and you're hunting with it. That's pretty cool, and not everybody can do it. And if they do, it takes some people a lot more work than others. So be proud of that. If your maximum range is 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, just be proud of that. Own it and be the deadliest predator in the woods inside that 20 yards or 15 yards, to where you know if something comes inside of that range, it's gonna die without a doubt. That's all I got for you guys. And I hope that you all kind of take this topic with stride and realize I'm not trying to attack any egos here. I just want people to be better hunters, to be better bow hunters and advocates for the sport by trying to get closer to animals and make good, quick, clean, ethical kills. Because for one, it looks better on you and it looks better on us as a community as well, and you're going to be more proud of that rather than any long shot you'll ever take, even with a gun or a compound, because I'm speaking to everybody on this. You're going to be way more proud of the fact that you got close rather than the fact that you shot it from further away. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Thanks for checking out the channel. Be sure to like this video, leave a comment below if you liked what you saw or you want to see some other stuff. If you haven't already, gone and hit the subscribe button for Backwards Hat Traditional Bow Hunter, please do. I've got a lot of other videos on that you guys could check out, and I think that you would really like. And if there's, again, other stuff that you all would like to see, I'm kind of open to whatever. So as long as it's within the genre, if you will, of traditional archery or bow hunting, outdoors, bushcraft, whatever, I'll do, give the people what they want. So again, thanks for watching, and get out, practice, use these things, get ready. Season's coming. It's almost August. Our season starts in about a month and a half. And most importantly, shoot straight.